Sure. Hello and welcome to the GH Mini Spotlights. I'm Frank Moran.
I'm James Lott
I'm,
Jr.
he's James Lott Jr. So here we go, kids. It's Freaky Sunday. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the show. We're back. It's been a couple of weeks. As you guys know, I'm going through some family stuff. So we'll be back next week also. I'm telling Frank now, live on camera. We'll be back next week.
We are? Huh?
But yes, it's been that kind of year for me so far. But we are here today to talk about some of the major things that have happened in the past couple of weeks. The Nurses Ball and the Ice Princess begins. Oh, yes. But first, before we do that, because Frank is chomping at the bit, I can tell already. Let's do a couple of housekeeping. So we just did the Y&R mini spotlight. And so it's me, Tammy Govea, Amanda Russ. We just did that. It's out now. It's everywhere, audio and video. So it's everywhere. You'll find that. And then after this, I'm doing a show on race and the state of the soaps with Donald Peebles Jr. So that will be after this. That'll be coming on. We're going to talk about the state of the black folks on soaps, right? That's what we're
Nice. Any relation to Nia?
What?
Any relation to Nia?
You have people. It's like she's peoples. He's people. Close enough. Close enough. We're all related. We're all God's children. We're all related. But yes, he's a junior. I'm a junior. So the juniors will be doing stuff. We're gonna do stuff. So we're gonna have fun with that. Also, Dishing Days. Now, my chocolate twin is running a Starstruck fan event right now in New Jersey with a bunch of day stars. So he's back to doing that. But his counterparts, his co-hosts, I mean, we'll be running the show today at 3:15 over there on Dishing Days. So go ahead and support them. We always support it's our sister channel or brother channel. I don't know what you call it. Non-binary channel. I don't know. Over there, check them out at 3 p.m. if you want to talk about Days of Our Lives, because it's really good right now. Peacock is working it out. And also, Frank, it's our 200th episode on this channel.
Really?
Yes, we've been doing it for 8 years, but it's our 200th episode on this channel after we left. After TV left us. After TV closed. Happy 200 episodes, Frank.
Man, we don't look a day over I would say 126 episodes, but
I feel like I've been rode hard for 200 episodes. I feel that for sure. Something like that. But yes, we've done it, Frank.
Then you're doing it right then, James.
Exactly. So so we're here. We want to thank you. So Frank, when you say anything to the fans, thank you, right? Anything, whatever.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, heck yes. That you would want to. Well, I mean, James is, we already know he's a titan, and when it comes to talking about soaps. So understandably, this is why you don't want to talk to him. But the price you have to pay is you have to also endure this dumb mug with all his dumb thoughts, and the fact that you've actually been willing to tolerate that for 200 episodes because you want to get the goodness that is James Lott Jr. Is very kind of you. So thank you for letting me continue to do this with
James. Frank's crazy, and I think what it is, I think Frank is the secret weapon. That's why you guys are all here. Many of you guys don't like me, but you love Frank's comments and his emails. So I want to thank Frank for joining me after AfterBuzz TV's demise.
Get out of here. Where else would there's no place I'd rather be.
There are a lot of places you could be right now, but that's fine. You're with me, so we'll take it.
Oh, I absolutely will take it.
Yeah, I love it. Oh my God. Hi, everybody in chat room. You pile in, everybody. Pile on in, because Frank got some stuff to say. We know he did. But I have a reading from a former co-host. This
feels like we should have a campfire come up or a fireplace.
A fireside chat.
That's right.
So I'm going to read it from this person. And you knew her. Well, actually, it's only women that's not here right now. We all use women. And her name is LACRETIALYONY, Frank, because there's only one.
That's
Lucretia Lyon.
That's true.
Says this, and I quote, LOL. Yeah, I can hear Frank's groans when I watched the Nurses Ball. Me too. It was honestly fairly disappointing. While they clearly spent money this year, Vanna's off-site number was the only great one. But I enjoyed the Ice Princess stuff. And she said, have fun. So that is from Lucretia Lyons. She, like you, Nurse's Ball, we think of you, Frank. Nurse's Ball, we think of you.
It's the event I love to hate. And
yes,
so
exactly.
it was great to have it back.
Yes, we're going to talk about that. And thank you guys. We love you too. We love you guys very much. Amelia, Beauty for Ashes, GH Fan, Bridget, Tony JC, Joe Costanzo. Yeah, you've been on for a long time, Joe. There's your girl, Annie Goen, is in here. The girl, Sylvia Ephelian, who's been around for a long time too. Jason Jose. You guys have been with us for a long time, so we appreciate it. And GH Fan, yeah, she's the only one. That's hard to think. She's the only one, and she is the only one. I've not seen another Lucretia Lion online. She literally, I haven't seen another Frank Moran either. Is there another Frank Moran out there?
Who would want that name? Nobody would deliberately take that name.
Well, there's another James Lott Jr. out there, and it's getting on my nerves because if there's a thing I want, I can't have it. I have to be James Lott Jr. 1. Oh my God. They're barely on, Frank. I hate that when that happens. They're barely using their social media. I'm like, I use it all the time. Here it's me. Well, they won't. But yeah, thank you everybody so much. Super chats are enabled. We had a great time last show. So thanks to the folks who gave on that one. We're going to talk about things. And Frank, before we start, they want to know your emails. Where are you at? What's the number, Frank? Hi, Medora. Let's hear Frank's out right now. 223, 757. That is crazy, you guys. He'll be at 250 before you know it.
Yes.
That's crazy, Frank. That is crazy. That's so funny. So everybody got your fix now. You know where he's at. He didn't finish them. Hi, David. We just started, David. We started 6 minutes ago. You're not late. You're right on time.
That's true. Who knows? There's one time you can check in and it might be back in 0. I've burned through them all since last week.
I don't think at this point, yeah, that'd be crazy. You have to sit all day long and just go through each one. I don't think you can. Frank, answer James's email. He did that one time. Recently he did. I was like, where'd it come from?
I did.
I was shocked. And I'll do myself. Because we're doing the finale of The Mandalorian this Wednesday night. So we're excited. Okay. We've already talked. So I guess we have to start with the Nurses Ball. People are talking about it already. Hi, George. Hi, DG. So you guys, I'll do a poll as we're talking about it. Did you like the Nurses Ball? Okay, that's going to be a poll. We're going to start talking about it. The answers, of course, are yes, no, and the third answer will be
hell no. No, I'm just kidding.
I know I was going to write that. Actually, I was like, yes, no, meh. There you go. Please answer now at your apparel. Did you like Nurses Ball? Yes, no, or meh? How do you feel about that? Go ahead and answer. There are 20 folks in here. So far, the overwhelmings are no. Somebody else goes hell no too. Let's get over for Kino. It's moving all around. It's like, okay, it's all close. Well, tie between no and meh are a tie in first. So keep voting. The church announcements just happened, Chandra. Thank you. You did just miss them. We just started. I always love Nurses Ball. It's just fun, Frank.
I would never want to see the Nurses Ball go away at all, because I enjoyed it, hate it so much for all the contrivances that come part of it. But that's not to say that the use of this Nurses Ball was well done. I thought it was overall very lackluster. What did you think, James?
I'm gonna tell you, I feel the same way. Everyone, thank Beauty for Ashes for the $10 super chat. Thank you very much, girlfriend. We appreciate you. Thank you. I am with Frank. There's a famous saying from a movie. I know you can be overwhelmed. I know you can be underwhelmed. Can you just be whelmed? I think in Europe. So I think I'm in Europe. I was just like whelmed. I wasn't overwhelmed. I wasn't underwhelmed. I was just kind of like, I'm with the meh folks. So far, meh is number one. It's 39, 33, 28. It's meh, no, yes so far. I don't know. I feel like some people say they enjoyed the actual singer. Yeah, she was good. She sang. She was good. It wasn't. It the magic act was kind of cute with the kids. And that set the stage for Liesel's storyline. That kind of worked. The wands were fun, and Tammy Govea says she enjoyed the wands. Let me try to say that. The Trina Joss thing, I was like, oh, it was painful to me. I don't know. I just didn't.
One of them had rhythm. One of them had rhythm in that.
Yes, well, we know which one. I love all the girl. We know which one. My thing was, I didn't feel the heart. They had the one moment of silence for Epiphany. Now it's whatever, but that's fine. But it wasn't. It did miss Lucy. There was an element of Lucy not being there, and them going back and forth so much to deal with her not being there was so contrived. It was just too much for me. Honoring Bobby was fun too. We saw the flashbacks. That was very cool. Didn't know they were going to do that, Frank. I had no idea they were going to even acknowledge Jackie Zeman.
No, I mean, which is cool. I mean, I guess there's not too many. I mean, in terms of like on the hospital side, I mean, she's probably the only really character you can really acknowledge and give that kind of tribute to. That's
they
currently
could have. Well, she's not there. They could have honored Monica.
Yeah,
the flashback package.
Very true, but I guess if you can't
have her there,
yeah, it's like, oh, she would love to be here, but she's still at this convention. That's happening in DC.
Those conventions,
yes, which worked great for the Epiphany Memorial, but I think would not quite. I mean, that hit so well. I just don't know while it would be great to see Monica flashbacks, it still don't think would have quite landed. If you're like, we can celebrate Bobby in person, but no, Monica's somewhere. She's out of town.
You're right. I'll give you that one. I do agree that Brit should have been mentioned a little bit. I mean, she didn't die in real life, but she died on the show recently. I agree with you, Jason. It would have been nice if Terry could have done a little something. That would have been kind of nice. Well, DG, she's a nurse. It's like she just don't have her on all the time, and that part doesn't bother me at all. But she is a longtime cast member, so it does help to actually have her. I don't know. I just felt like for the 60th, they should have done something like shown the past doctors, Alan, Steve Hardy, Noah Drake, like Robin. I feel like, and there was no Robin involved, even though and there was no Emma involved either. Like, why couldn't Emma stay for that too? Like, it was kind of like I didn't feel. Max should have said something. I don't know. I just felt I didn't feel the heart of it.
I agree. It's just like when this was the whole big thing that it needed to happen now, because it was the General Hospital's 60th anniversary. It seemed, you're right. The impetus behind this was not reflected in the actual event itself. Where I felt this was no different than any other nurses' ball, in terms of just like showcasing GH's 60th anniversary. I needed to see that element of it. If that was why it was so critical, it had to happen right now.
Right. And everybody in chat seems like they're all like us, pretty mixed feelings. It's like there was nothing that made me go, oh my God, that was amazing, or oh my God, that was so cute, or oh my God, that was. I mean, it was average. It was just average to me. It just wasn't. I said I didn't hate it, but I didn't like love it. And I said, I understand they're trying to like juxtapose the stuff going on with Victor and Anne and all them with this nerd. It was just too much.
I felt like the for this year was, I mean, usually they tie in a bunch of storylines into the nurses' ball, so because you never know what's going to happen at the nurses' ball. But like this year, trying to tie in Chase and Brooklyn's story into the nurses' ball was terrible. And the fact that we had to have it drawn out that long because they wanted to give it the nurses' ball an explosive payoff of some sort, did a disservice both to those characters and that storyline by dragging it out. it's just terrible. And then to still have it all kind of still dribbling out now, like, oh, and I don't know. I think I've done too many things to hurt Chase too many times for him to really give me a chance again. Oh, terrible, terrible. Like
I agree.
That was it.
I agree. I just think this whole thing of trying to make this like she signed this NDA and she's gonna save this other all these other girls. He's touching Joss on the arm, and it's just like, does anybody care about this character? Like, really? I mean, he's popping up. And I'm like, no one. He's not. No one cares. Does anybody in chat room care about this character? I don't.
Oh, just work. Go ahead, Blaze. You change. I'll stay in here. Why you change? I mean, we know he's a creep. Yes, we get it. This should have been just wrapped up. This should have wrapped up 6 months ago at the bare minimum.
Well, Joey, didn't get rid of the red carpet. That's Frank's favorite. Frank's favorite, the red carpet.
Don't you get rid of our George Pinocchio.
He's George Pinocchio. That's right.
Or Sam stumbling on the red carpet. Come on. Thank God Dante was here this time to save her. Oh!
Now, I agree with you, Chandra. I enjoyed Jordan and Portia's gowns. They're beautiful. There's some pretty people around the ring around there, but it was just like, it just wasn't. I agree with you, DG. As I'm saying, the whole sexual harassment thing, it did fall flat. I totally agree. No one cares. I mean, that storyline is just, and they're still carrying it on into this Willow wedding, and like they're really going back. And you have a scene with Chase talking to his brother and father about it. And, oh my God, blah, blah, blah. Next scene, I just at this point, shoot me in the face. I don't even care anymore. I want it to end.
I mean, there in the past there have been storylines that have kind of used the nurse's ball as a catalyst to really blow open. And you're like, yes, great, and you're excited afterwards to see the ramifications and how things spin off. And you're like, oh, this is great because we're getting some momentum in the storyline. And this one, you're just like, this storyline was already done so long ago, and you dragged it out to get to this. And even while it was happening, you're like, this was it. This is why you decided to drag this out for this long?
Like these characters have chemistry. They're right there. Yes. And you're keeping them apart for stupidest reasons. Yes. I mean, even the characters it makes no sense. Like it's just like, then move him on to somebody else.
Yeah.
Put him with Sasha or whatever. If you want to do that, I think Sasha and Cody will be the ones next. But I'm like, just like do something with him. Just like, I don't know. I'm so over it.
Agreed. Because you're right, James. Because if the show does not want to do that,
right?
Yeah, then stop, because this current iteration is just not working.
I feel like what they're trying to do is drain like an old school, and Frank is out.
I'm still here. Don't worry about me.
Like, where are you? Like, you went away. I'm like, he hates the storyline so much. He's like, and I'm done being seen.
Just had a nasal issue.
And he's like, it's like, yes, he has nasal issue. But I'm agreeing with Frank on this storyline. I'm just like, when you guys are chatting, I think everybody in chat room agrees. They were cute in the beginning. It was fun when they're working together, and now it's just ridiculous at this point. And it's just tired. Frank was in invisible mode. Yes, he's the invisible man.
That's right.
Do that. But yeah, I agree. David, I agree with you too. Nothing against the actor or whatever. He plays creepy fine. But I just think that he's somebody that reoccurs that I don't think anybody really cares about.
No.
Nobody cares about. There's other recurring characters we care about. This one, we don't care about. And then you got Willow, girl, Amelia. I am with you. Kill the bitch already. I'm done. Put a fork in me. I am done. It's just like, oh my God. I was like, we gotta get married. And I'm holding it in for Michael, and Michael's holding it in from her. And it's like, I don't care. I told you guys, I've tried to care. I don't.
No, this storyline has been dragged out so long that you're just like, yes, either she's going to just kill her, which is sad.
Right.
And, we've all got, but yes, we can go down Michael's history of ex, girlfriends and stuff that have, yes. Or she's fine and we can move on and try to find something interesting to do with this character. Get her back in as a nurse at GH. I don't know.
Right. It's just, keep the streak. Jason was saying, keep the streak alive. Yes. DG, I'm with you. Let her recover. It's like, because now you have Liesel as a part of 2 stories. That's fine. Yeah. But now you decide to go full steam ahead with this other story. So now it's affecting this first story, which has gone on too long. So it's almost like you should have kept her out of it or timed it better, where maybe she saves Willow and then gets kidnapped. But now it's like, she's been kidnapped. Oh, well, there's another obstacle for you. I'm like, oh.
Yeah. It's certainly for soaps. The obstacles can be part of the fun, but when you got to ride that wave carefully, because at some point you got to just get like, all right, characters need to win. We need to wrap up the storyline. Let's go. And after so many successive losses or obstacles in this storyline, you're just like, okay, please. You as an audience member, you're just ready to tap out. You're like, we no longer care.
I know. Dolores says, Frank, when did Willow go to nursing school? Remember, she went for a minute.
Oh yeah, it was the super speedy, off air nurses school program that anybody can. It's name checked and then never. And then occasionally she's like, "Oh, I'm studying. I got to study.
Yes.
I get my test now." I mean, it's the same thing that Epiphany did.
Right.
It's where it's like, hey, we want to give this new direction to this character, right, but we can't really devote any sort of screen time to it because it's the character itself and the storyline of them getting this new degree is not important enough to be shown on screen.
No. They're asking, oh yes, the Will storyline could have been a teaching moment. Don't ignore your health. I agree. Liesel is only kidnapped so Sonny can save her and Michael can cancel his stupid plan, possibly. They had a little moment. They had a little moment on the phone.
That is killing me with this plan. I can no longer have any more scenes of Sonny, talking to Michael, and then and Michael's always constantly Michael, whether it's Sonny or anybody else, like Sonny or Dex. It's always like, I gotta go. It's always, and he always starts off with, he's like, what are you doing? I gotta go. It's like he already can't be bothered having this conversation, and which irritates me to no end. But then Sonny again pours out his heart. He's just trying to be there. The man is not perfect. He has never claimed to be.
Oh.
But he's just trying to have some sort of relationship with his son and try to at least open up the lines of dialogue to try to figure out how they can work their way back together and have any sort of father-son relationship. And yet Michael is just unwilling to do anything, meet him halfway, not even meet him like 20% of the way there.
No.
But we'll just see the constant like, kind of where he's like, should I? No, I must stay true to this terrible thing of destroying bringing him down and restoring honor to the Corinthos name. This storyline is garbage as well.
Is. Like I said, Michael should have changed his name to Quartermain and said, "Screw you, Sonny." That would have been a good screw you. It's just all this stuff. There's things they should have done. They haven't done. Everybody's asking where Taggart is.
Yeah. But see, to go back to that, James, like say Michael and decided to change his name back to Quartermain again.
Yeah.
The fact that he's already done that before, does it rob the impact of it this time around? Where it's like you can't.
For me, it's the whole thing of like saying, I really am done with you. As long as you stay at Corinthos and you're batting your eyes, like I hate him, I don't. I'm like, yes, do a big gesture, or maybe another name. Call yourself a Spencer, I guess. I'm going to be a Spencer. Or just something. It's like I feel like it should have been a bigger thing to show he's divorcing himself from Sonny.
Yeah.
You're still using the Corinthos name to your benefit, so to speak. You're living the best of both worlds. But if you're going to cut off your dad, cut him off. So that's what I was kind of thinking.
And I don't know necessarily. I mean, in a broader sense, I see when he's talking with Willow and the subject of reconciliation with Sonny comes up, and he says, "Well, what does that mean for Nina?" I mean, I don't care about the two of them either. I don't care about any of these family dynamics between Michael, Willow, Nina, and Sonny. Don't care about any of
I
them.
mean, me either. No, me neither.
I mean, both of them have just been dragged out for so long. But I'm just like, Michael, just no more whataboutism. Just handle your stuff, and just get one of these things done, and then we can worry about Nina and Willow.
Daisy Flower, I love you, but I'll completely disagree. I think Jace wants Willow to be a new Robin, and she ain't no Robin. Sorry, she ain't no Robin.
No.
A Robin, something. I think Emma has a chance to be the new Robin, so to speak, because that whole just really chasing it down. But I'm like, no, I don't think. No, I'm like, no, not at all. Willow is, but they are trying to make Willow this kind of like saintly character. They've always done that.
Yeah, but it's just it's not working.
Not working to me either. It's not working. So I'm like, I'd say, but I think Emma would be the next in line to be like the new Robin and be the heart of the show. But I think they are trying to make her like the heart of the show. So in a weird way, Daisy, you're kind of right on some of it. They're trying to do that.
But yes, but I agree though, James. I don't know if I agree, but what I think is once the storyline resolves with Willow, I mean, it seems like she will get miraculously saved the very last second. What next for that character? She's gonna make a recovery,
right?
And then what? She'll just go back to being a nurse in GH. I mean, there's really no other,
right?
I don't know. I mean, I guess we'll see what they do with this character, but I mean, this has been her just sole reason to be on the show for so long that I don't know what you spin the character into next.
Well, the whole thing would be Nina. It'd be all about that whole, and Nina just that character just bugs the shit out of me too. I'm not a Nina fan anymore these days. It's like she bugs the crap out of me also.
I mean, what do you think the odds are? How mad is Willow and Michael when the truth comes out about like, I had Dex to take down Sonny, and even though you've been telling me for all these months and months and months and months to reconcile with Sonny, I was actively trying to bring him down. Who did I marry? I don't know if I can trust you to be the father of your own child, let alone the father of ours.
You're right. That's probably what's going to happen. You're absolutely right. That's probably what's going to happen. It's going to be painful, and I think you're right. I have nothing. I can't argue with that. I think you're right. That's how you're going to go.
Great. Let's have it's when you get follow up from a storyline you already are tired of, and then you're like, oh, don't worry, here comes 6 more months of fallout from that terrible storyline.
Oh, Meat Cobb. Okay, we had to mention this briefly because it's not really much to talk about, but Maxie's new black hair. Not a fan, sorry.
No, it's unfortunate.
Not a fan.
Yeah. Well, she didn't have time to have a condition yet, so who knows?
I'm like, I'm like, I don't know. I felt much more empathy when Chase was dying. Well, the whole dying thing, I'm just like,
well, I don't know. I felt like with Chase, with Chase, in the wheelchair, it was just a matter of time. That's a great soap opera staple. It's only a matter of time before that baby's going to walk. And you're like, yeah, when's it going to happen?
Right.
This is just, whoa.
Like I said, I don't mind Michael wanting to hate Sonny and go after him, but they haven't done it in a good way. No. And it seems like it's turning out to be all about Dex.
Yeah.
So it's kind of weird. Like I like Dex and all that, and I can enjoy it, but it's kind of like I'm trying to figure out what they're trying to do here. So the story doesn't really work for me.
I agree with you, James, because it's like if you're gonna do it, then do it. Or if you're not, then let's just cut bait on this. But to drag it out for this long, as always, like I don't know. I feel like now you're just really it's starting to show. Like, you drag out these stories so long, and that when you get any sort of revelation or big reveal, you're just like, okay, why did we wait this long to get that? Because the reveal is pretty lame, and the after effects are lame as well.
Yeah. Oh my God. James Fan goes for Maxie's hair. She used the wrong direction. She used the Colonel's recipe.
Yeah. Well,
I always keep forgetting that Colonel's recipe is in that house.
Never forget that. Never forget that.
If she ever leaves the show or whatever, she has to have that envelope or whatever in her hands to remind us she has it as she leaves.
That is gold that you're carrying in there.
Yeah, that's.
But like, I guess it's, we're finishing with the nurses' ball. The other thing that was frustrating was just the Lucy part of it,
yes.
where Lucy's just inability to believe that nurses' ball could be done by anybody, let alone Maxie, who Brooklyn feels very confident in giving her, a day to plan a wedding, which many people around Port Charles have used her for much bigger weddings than that as well too, and feel very confident. And she runs her own freaking, business. She can easily pull off organizing the nurses' ball, but that, just to have it constantly cutting to Lucy, where it's like, this will fail without me. I've got to go and save it. Just it did no service. It did a disservice to Lucy's character, who we talked about last time we were together. It's like, there's that fine line of Lucy where you got to ride that line of being annoying, but also having the humanity. And this just tipped it too far into being annoying during the storyline.
Yes, Lucy has an ego in your chat room. Yes, I agree. She has an ego of some sort, but it was overkill. Amelia Aaron's right. Maxie's an event planner, so it was all overkill. It was too cheese for me. It was just too cheesy. But we love Lucy. I mean, we want her on the show, and I said before, I think not having her as the mistress of ceremonies did hurt a little bit. I mean, it's like just kind of. I know she's in a storyline right now where she couldn't do it, but I really do think it did hurt the nurses' ball, her not being the host. Like it did.
I mean, it lacked some of the va 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 voom, especially if you're just gonna have. I mean, Maxie, great event planner, a great host.
Right.
Bobby Spencer, great nurse,
right.
Great host.
Right.
So where it's like, sure, you guys can maybe plan this event, but you could have brought in somebody else from the cast to host it. Maybe he's got they can see more of a little bit more dynamic presenter on stage.
But of course, Lucy crashed in the end and made it in, and they're like, she's alive. Because they had a little tribute they're doing to her. That tribute was a little too much too. I was like, that was all like, it was so cheese. It was so cheese.
But also just like, again, like the whole premise of this thing was that it's like, hey, this is going across the nation. People everywhere across the nation cares about this small town nurses' ball, where there's like, where are the cameras? There are no cameras in this ballroom shooting any of this. When we cut from the stage out to the crowd, you never see any cameras recording this live for anybody. So that always bugs the heck out of me. But then too, it's like, all right, so you're the quality of the bookings that you've done, where you're going to go to this great singer that you brought in, your ringer from there, but then you're going to do like this terrible kids act. It's like, no, nobody's going to want to watch this across the nation. Nobody does. No.
People are talking. It's so funny. The chat room is so funny. They're talking people's voices. It's funny, it's funny about voices, as you know, I know about voices. And it's very interesting because I recognize that some people's voices repel people or they cut off. It's a psychological fact. Certain voices are very pleasing to the ear. I went to Olive Garden last night. My dinner was disgusting, but that's another story. Luckily my food was free. But someone kept looking at me when I was talking to Flobo.
Ooh.
I forget my voice carries, obviously. So I understand some voices are attractive. There's some voices I know they're not liking in here. But the whole point is everybody's voice is their voice. It is what it is. I mean, some can alter their voice here and there, but it's just kind of like it's their voice. I never listen to people. I never critique people's voices on shows. I never really do.
No, that's true. I mean, unless they're putting on some affectation.
Yeah,
but if it's them just being themselves,
yes.
Yeah. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, I don't really. It's kind of funny. I don't really think about that. Hi, Sober After Show. Thanks for being in here. but yeah, the nurse's ball in general, and also you have the looks between Finn and Liz, kind of looking across the room and that kind of stuff. I know.
Man, I mean, it seems like the show wants you to think that, like, hey, you know what? We're going to give this another shot. But now, after they've both grown as characters, maybe now they could really have a shot at love because they've both learned things along the way.
I just don't see it. I don't see chemistry between those two either. Sorry.
I feel like the show's just going to keep hammering it.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't see it. Sorry, I don't see
I
it.
think they're just going to put an obstacle up in there in front of the right before it happens anyway.
Yes, Tony, it was a dinner date. There was compliments, there was drinks, and there was footsies under the table.
And then we also the magic wads. They made it. They worked it out.
Milo,
Great to see him. Milo's daughter.
She made an appearance. That's right. She made an appearance. Cutesy, ha ha. Yes.
But we never. It's a shame. We never get to see the llama. Whatever the llama does, that is so vital to this.
Every year, right? That's the one thing they always have a llama. So I mean, it just walks around, eating the food. Yeah. You never see what it actually does.
Which I don't understand. It's like, do they just bring it out on stage and just let it just stand there for a little bit, and just be looked at?
I don't know either. Every year, that's a llama.
Or that, and then the poor jugglers. We see them back there, always just doing their thing, and we never get to see them make their magic work on stage.
No, we don't. They're always juggling. So I don't get it. I thought their ball was local. It is. It's local to Port Charles, right? But they always make it seem like it's this national thing. They're like, right, Frank? What's with the llama? I know they never,
Yeah, no, but I would love to see out doing something, whatever its act is. No, this is not just local, guys. This is, I mean, you don't bring George Palacio in for a local event.
No, it's a
nationwide event that people are supposed to care about. Nobody does.
It was with the llama now. It's funny. I don't, Cody didn't want to do it. Of course, he did it. I mean, they're trying to redeem Cody now because part of the storyline that came out of this was the Gladys thing.
Yes. And speaking of, as we were moving into that, if you want to show me that this nurse's ball has any sort of ramifications to even at a local level, then have me just give me one little taste of a scene like at Charlie's or at Kelly's, where one of the Magic Milos, whether it's TJ, it's Cody, somebody walking in to grab a snack or a bite or whatever, and somebody just can't, oh my God, I saw you on the nurse's ball. You were great. Just give me a hot second of that. Just like, okay, that these hot guys were dancing with their shirts off. Somebody out in public, if they notice that, they would compliment them. And I would love to just see that, just to show me, like, yes, people actually watch this.
Yeah, they don't talk about it.
No, nobody
they talk about it. And again, they saw asked little James, to go with Georgie. He was cute. The magic thing was cute. It was all cute.
Oh.
But but it was supposed to, for Leaves will be gone. That's what that whole thing was for. Clearly, it was for that. And I don't know, putting Cody into that orbit of this, which is, again, it's a stop and start story, as most of them are. We're like, oh, she is gambling still. So I guess she's still doing stuff with Selena, and he's there. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we haven't seen if she's. It seems as of right now, she hasn't gone back to gambling,
right?
Because I mean, she's paid off her debt by getting rid of the garage, so I think they're square. But it seems like she hasn't been tempted to go back. Yeah. But I feel like you're not going to keep pushing the storyline if it's not going to continue.
Right. When now he's arrested, he calls Sam to help him. Yeah. Will and Michael taped the show. That's why they taped it. Yes. And yes, that's another story too. That's what's one that later, how they recast Charlotte again. The girl is almost as tall as what's his name?
Yeah, next time we see her, she'll be like 30.
Yeah, exactly. It's crazy. But Cody and Sam are having an uneasy kind of time because she, like you said, Dante cares about me. He won't tell Mac he's his son. So there's that going on. But he pushed Gladys too far, and she's just like trying to retaliate back.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess he feels he can't say anything. I guess he's trying to be the gentleman about this, and that's how he's going to win Sasha's heart. It's like, you could have destroyed Gladys by saying it at the moment, and you didn't. You kept it to yourself, and you tried to save her, even though she did this terrible thing to you.
Yeah.
You're such a great guy. I love you now.
Yes. And yeah, I think that's the Nurse's Ball basically. We talked about it. There's stuff coming out of it which leads into the beginning of the Ice Princess story.
Which I guess maybe a great transition is, by the time the Nurse's Ball is supposed to happen, it's whole night. Hey,
Yes. Yes.
we went from day to night. When Liesl gets kidnapped, it's a great daytime shot outside the Nurse's Ball of Liesl in the trunk of the car.
Yes.
Where it's like in the middle of the day. I'm like, why is this shot in here?
Yes.
You couldn't have done this at night. Would have been because it was such a jarring thing. We're like, nope, we're back out in the middle of the day in the afternoon. I just loaded a body into a trunk of a car.
Right. Like, very no consistency there. Yes. When she got killed, when she wasn't there, I was like, she's been kidnapped, folks. And everybody's gonna say, well, she would do it to her grandchildren. It's like, come on, folks, she's been kidnapped. But that's the fun part, because they were all part of this Nurse's Ball. But then you had the cute moment. Vanna moment was cute. They had a little dance, and because she's a dancer and he's a singer, James Patrick Stewart. So it's kind of that. I thought I agree with Lucretia. That little scene was cute. I had no problem with it. A little fancy sequence. I had no problem with it. Frank didn't like it, of course, folks. Of course, he didn't like it.
No. It's while I enjoy myself some Finola Hughes and I enjoy myself James Patrick Stewart.
Yes.
I don't need the imaginary, and that's like the bits of soap opera that sometimes I bump up against, where it's like, we'll go into a fantasy moment of us performing this great musical number.
Yes.
Blah. Get out of here. My heart is not that big. I can't buy into your.
It didn't bother. That was kind of cute. Again, I always feel like we need some of these kind of moments in soap because we need them to show that they're in love. Like, we need to show that they're. And it sets up for later. It sets up for later, which as we're getting there, you have that part going on. Trina never arrives back to the dorms, so Josh has first Carly, then Portia there. Like, supposed to be at this club, and I'm like, Josh, would you be a little worried if you had your friend at all that night? Like, what do you think she did? Like, she didn't text you? Like, I'd be a little more worried than that. It was just like, she didn't come home. We're supposed to meet up, but oh well.
And speaking of that, like, Lucy should know that this is Sunny's safe house. That they're here because Sunny set them up, right? So when Lucy runs into Sunny at the Nurse's Ball, when he saves her from Victor's goon, rather than telling him any information, it's like, oh, I gotta go. I'll see you later. Like, bye. And he just lets her go. Like, he also knows, like, hey, you've been at the safe house. Is there something wrong at the safe house? Neither of them ask the important question. They should both know, hey, if I'm seeing you here, something's not right? Right. But no, none of those obvious questions are asked.
But I mean, I guess it was kind of fun having Sunny be the one, I guess.
Yeah, but it's also like, Lucy, why would you not clearly say, like, oh my God, thank you. Yes, help me. You are Sunny Corinthos. You know what's going on.
Right. Yes.
And then we never really see Lucy even like connect with anybody.
No.
She leaves Sunny, and then we never see her again. She never makes it. We never see seeing her and Mac catching up. Nope. Oh, great. Why didn't we just take an extra 5 seconds and just have that scene happen right there?
I know.
Instead, we gotta have Drew come in and break the news to Sunny and Carly, like, and Nina. You can say it to everybody.
Yes. And him too. They do not know what to do with Drew.
It was great that he was brought in to the plan, because he so far has proved incredibly useful. I mean, maybe now that they know the coordinates to where he's heading, maybe now this is when Drew is his time to shine. Who knows?
That leads into we're finally find out what Victor wants to do. We finally find out, Frank. We finally found out. Hi, Albert Bostic. He's like, see, Frank has the same problem. We're too logical. It is, yes. I'm a little more fanciful because I know it's a soap opera, so I can kind of let go of some things. But yes, Frank is very logical. Here's what's crazy. So now Victor's gone crazier, apparently. You know the plan. Liesel's hilarious. Everything she said to him was just true. You know it's going to blow up in your face. It's going to blow up in your face. It's not going to work. Your ego's too big. So he's getting unhinged. He has Liesel. He has Spencer, who was completely shocked this was happening. He was like, why is the boat moving? Trina's on there because she snuck. I had a feeling she stuck her way on there. His baby Ace. It's like, wow, I got a whole bunch of you on there. So I'm like, okay, I'm in. I'm actually in. I actually like this storyline. I am totally in. I hope they write it really well. But I'm kind of into this. He literally revealed what exactly he wants to do, and it's fucked up.
Well, yeah, but it's all. This is my frustration with this storyline. One, I want it to be good, but given everything leading up to this, I have such low expectations that it's going to be executed in a good fashion, even just a good fashion, not even a great fashion. But it's great. 60th anniversary. We're going to be revisiting, the Ice Princess storyline back 40 years ago. Great. But basically, it's just a redo of the storyline, which is fine. But why did we drag that out? Why were we so cryptic with Victor's thing for so long? Right. Like, he could have done this reveal ages ago, and it would have been fine. Fine.
I enjoyed the Laura flashback for a second. That's young Ginny Francis.
There you go. It used to be my boat.
It was my boat. As you said, it was given to her as a present from Helena Cassadine. And so the little flashback was kind of cute. And the actual bringing Laura in to talk to Trina was also made sense. That totally made sense. She said, I don't know, because it was a gift to me. I know the boat. So, but I'm trying to figure out who owns the boat. Is it Lulu own it?
Yes.
So doesn't it go to Laura? I mean, who gave it to Victor?
I don't think nobody gave it to Victor. He just took it.
Took it?
Yeah. I mean, because it was originally a Cassadine boat. So you should take it back what's his, because I mean Luke grabbed it, then it went to Lulu.
Yeah.
So he's just like, nope, I'm taking it back. This is originally a Cassadine boat. It's coming back to Cassadine hands. So that was fun. But it's just, man, if you're gonna drag out these cryptic reveals about what Victor's plan is, to only have it turn out to be a redo of the Ice Princess storyline, just incredibly disappointing. It's just, guys, there's no reason to drag that out. And to have Laura like kind of like, this is kind of reminding me of something, but I just can't remember. Like, what do you mean? You and Robert, you guys were there. You should know.
They were there.
You should be sort of surprised to you what's going on.
Yes. I agree with the dragging, but I'm fine. I'm fine with the storyline coming now. That was finally coming together, I guess.
I agree, James, but I just that they.
I agree with you. It should have came sooner. No, I agree with you. It should have came sooner.
But the fact that they're doing that with just even the revelation of what it is gives me no hope. I want to believe that GH is like, yeah, guys, we've got this firecracker of a story just waiting for you. But the way they've brought us up to it, it just doesn't leave me with much hope that they're really going to really just nail it.
Yes. Well, we'll find out. We will see. I mean, like I said, so far it's action packed at the moment. It's all the distraction, the Trina and Spencer. So Sprina is happening, folks. All the Sprina fans can't get mad anymore because it's actually happening. They've kissed several times. They're working together. It's all, she's wearing a pink colored dress like Laura did during Ice Princess 1. She has the long hair like Laura did. She's dealing with the Cassadines now the way Laura did. And so I think I'm in for it to see what happens. It's Nathan Make says James and Frank. This is one of the main problems with GAC. Always drags storylines to the one with Victor, and in the end, the writers drop the ball. In many cases, yes, they do. Frank and I can agree with that. Many times they do drop the ball. I'm hoping they follow through. I want everything that Liesel said to come true, like it's going to blow up in his face. Now, they already announced he's off contract. I hate when they do that. They already announced that Charles Shaughnessy is off contract. So, I mean, something's going to happen to him. Something's going to happen to him.
But I mean, he's been great. I think I've enjoyed seeing him as Victor.
Yeah.
So even if you're going to rest him for a little bit, I'm hoping that the show does not get rid of him. They realize like he's somebody that we can bring back in a year or so.
When they mentioned to bring back Helena Castine, don't know what capacity, but she's back. Constance Towers.
I mean, if you're going to do a Cassadine storyline, you mean, why not? I mean, the way that she was written off the show, was terrible. So,
yeah. But I mentioned her. So I'm just like, how's this going to go? I don't know how this is going. I have no idea how. Holly's coming back too for a minute. So I don't. Yeah, I agree with you guys. I don't know what's going to happen with this, but I can go for the ride. I'm fine with that. I can go for the ride.
I mean, it'd be good to see Nathan if he's going to show up.
Right. They mentioned him. They mentioned Ethan Lovett. Also, they mentioned everybody. So my whole thing is, if we bring, she calls her mommy. It'll be, that's fine. I mean, I guess we'll see. We'll see what's going on. I mean, and remember, Nicholas is still out there. He keeps getting mentioned, but Mason has him, so he's out there somewhere. No one knows where he is. So they got that too going on. He's not dead.
No, that's true. Unlike me, who thank you, James. I called Ethan Nathan. Like, yeah, Nathan is not coming back, guys.
No, I said with Ethan. Yeah. It'll be hilarious if Victor died and Helena came back to escort Victor to hell with her cast money. Do you think Helena will be there for the last part of the video that was playing at Luke's memorial service? Well, I don't know. Oh, thank you, Carly. Carly, for the super chat. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. Thank you, thank her.
Okay, so now going in.
Yes, we're in.
How are you feeling? What are the odds are? How are you feeling now, currently, of getting that Anthony Geary appearance?
I don't think he's dead. So I've been saying that for like the last year or so. When they say he's dead, I don't think he's dead. I think Gary's retired, basically. Lives in Amsterdam most of the time. I would love to have him on the show, of course. I love to have him back. Even for an appearance, even for a cameo, I'd love it. Are they going to do it? I'm not sure. I feel like it's Ice Princess. You have to have him on there somewhere. You already have Laura going through it with them. You have Curtis now trying to jump in. You have Portia. You have Jordan. You have Felicia, and now Mac will be drawn in at some point. Obviously, Dante's in. I would love it if Lulu was back. Different actress, of course, but if somehow she's a reveal in there somewhere.
Like a year ago, I would have put the odds at like high, like holy cow, they're going to make some magic happen.
Yes.
But now, I don't know. I just don't know if they're going to do it.
I don't know. I just would love it, but I don't. Yeah. I have no idea. You're right. Like I said, I'm in for the storyline. I'm here to see what happens, but I also think it could be written a little better.
Yes. I mean, I can see why you get Curtis involved. I mean, obviously the training connection, but then if you get Drew and Curtis on an adventure together, they're supposed to be buddies. Yeah. So yes, but for Curtis to show up and go, it's like he'll never see me coming. Like Curtis, I love you, but remember what happened with Cyrus? You couldn't even get into Portia's house.
No.
and rescue her from Cyrus without getting shot. So slow your roll about people not seeing you coming.
I had to do it myself. Oh, yeah. But yes, he's very happy in his retirement in Amsterdam. Yes, Tony Geary doesn't need the money, and he also has 7 Emmys. He's fine. He's good.
I mean, I know Trace is coming back, but it's which is going to be great. But I would, if you're going to do this, because I have not seen any indication, at least even currently, as Luke gets name checked around Victor, like him to even kind of any kind of cryptic speak that like, oh, you guys don't know what I'm really doing. To even give you like the wiggle room that, oh yeah, maybe he's really got Luke's tied up somewhere.
Yeah, yeah. I just think that he's not gone. I would love it if him and Ethan are together.
Yeah.
And that's where they are, and Victor's just playing off. I mean, it was fun watching Spencer realize his uncle's crazy. Again, point. What's his name? Nicholas Chavez did a great job because he was like he really went to him for help, and so he was completely confused. And I love how he challenges Victor. But it was like, I'll show you, that can be arranged. But I was like, they totally, I mean, completely have now Spencer standing up to his uncle. That's interesting. Mhm.
Yeah, it's that fine line of when you hit that character and you're ready to go full in on your storyline of whatever it's going to be, and you see that switch flipped about the character kind of go off the deep end, and you're like, say what? Okay. Which I guess started to happen, but I mean the scenes have been laid because the way that Vector's been treating everybody is very much like a commodity. He demands loyalty, but it's a really a one-way street. What his efforts to help the family are all just selfishly just to draw you in so he can control you when you decide to not work with him.
I wish he had kidnapped all the Cas9s. He mentioned them. I wish he could kidnap. I wish he kidnapped Sam and Molly, and I wish he kidnapped everybody. And
I mean, what an awesome storyline that would be.
Yes, Alexis, everybody. That would be kind of fun. You have Alexis and Sam talking about Gregory, but not talking about their cousins and nephew or stuck on. I mean, like they're not talking about that. It's like
to be able to have this mix of characters, which normally don't have scenes together, to be stuck in a storyline or to be put into a storyline like this, where now they're like, oh, okay, we all have Cas9 connections. Now we're all thrust together into this. How do we make this work? I'm with you, James. I would love to have seen, the Davis girls, Alexis, everybody just trapped down there on the 100 star, and they're all going,
yes,
why the hell are we here? What have you done to us? We all hate you, and you're making us come along with you.
Yes,
would be great.
Exactly. I would love that. They didn't do that though. They have Alexis worrying about Gregory.
Oh, that's another storyline where it's just like, guys, I would love to take the ride with you, but this is a storyline that you needed to start showing your cards months and months ago. To be dragging it out still is just no, guys. Every time you drag out the scene where it's another scene of Gregory, like, I can't tell you anymore. It's just you're giving us one more reason to like, then I don't care.
Yeah, right.
Then I don't care. If you're not going to tell me, then why should I care?
Right. But we had the gentlemen all talking to each other, pep talking each other. Go do it. Talk each of their women. Do it.
But again, and I know it's so cliche, but it's like, guys, we got to be able to write better at this time. Where a group scene like that, which I appreciate, but when it becomes all about a whataboutism, but what about you? But what about you?
Yeah.
It's just like, no, guys, like, can we just focus on one person's problems and solve those? It doesn't have to become about, I'm not going to solve mine because what about you? You haven't solved yours, and and then nobody solves anything. Like, great, guys. What a waste of a scene.
Yeah, and also Gregory could go. I'm at this point. He's not a character I need on the show anymore. But I like how they're writing for him.
No, I mean the character it took such a weird turn. Like I mean, well, when he was doing all that mansplaining with Alexis at the beginning about like as she's trying to become a reporter, some of that stuff was really tough to just go through.
Yeah.
But then to do this 180 where it's like, I can't tell you why I have these things happening to me.
Yes. And but Jackie's nowhere. Jackie's nowhere. But they're also with this whole storyline. Again, I'll go back to Sabrina for a second, who of course did a Times Square post there with them. And it was all over Times Square, which is kind of a major thing. They're making Sabrina go on an adventure. I've seen on the cover of magazines now. I feel like you fans made this happen. I think, Frank, more than we thought. I think they were going back and forth on the couple, and I think now because of all this, I always rarely believe they listen to fans. I have a feeling they did. on this one.
No, I mean, which is great. It's just, oh boy, what a different time we are in the 2020s as opposed to like the 80s,
Yes,
where even 90s, where you could get location shoots and had the budgets to be able
yes,
to afford to be able to go on location and do all this stuff.
yes,
To be able to tell that kind of adventure story in an era where you're stuck to a soundstage,
yes.
and you can't even, because it just becomes glaring when you show the flashbacks and you can see, Genie Francis on a real boat going around and running stuff, and it's like stuff we'll never get right
Yeah.
now. And it's just like, it's nice to have, but it's like, it's a shame that the 2023 version of the storyline is going to feel smaller
It will.
because
That's just it's budgets and stuff that's going to happen. So
yeah.
I'm letting that part go. I was like seeing how does the acting do? Is it exciting? I know folks in the chat room are split. Hi, Crystal. Are split between Sprina. Oh, a missing child. That scared the shit out of me.
Oh,
We're live, folks. You never know. Missing adult. It's a silver alert. I never seen that before. It's a silver alert. I can't
Silver
get
Fox alert.
Frank Moran.
Sorry. Whoops.
Like Frank, I can't get off my phone. It's stuck in my phone. Okay, that's okay. It's an alert. That was a little crazy. I was like, Frank sounded an alarm. He actually literally sounded an alarm. Okay. That like threw me off. But no, I see it's there are a lot of folks who are not caring for the Sprina adventure. Others are the hashtag is Sprina adventure. But I know for Sprina fans and Trina fans, I know they're happy because they're actually using the actress. She's in storyline and it's actually happening. Which that's another one that dragged out for a long time too. Through two actors who played Trina, they finally got it. I think they finally got one. So it's very interesting. I think now they're in covers of magazines. I really do think that Sprina Nation has brought attention to the couple, and now they're writing for them in a way that I was sure because you have Esme over here. All I want is my baby over here, and then you have they have Joss and Dex over here doing their thing. But I really do feel that they wanted, I said last time, they're trying to do the old-fashioned thing. And I think some folks just can't handle it anymore. The times are different. They just don't, they're trying to do slow and steady what they're trying to do. And I don't mind right now because now they're in story, now they're moving forward. But they haven't had section or anything like that. But I feel like they're going to get there, but they're trying to give you like adventure, they're trying to do all that, I think.
No, I'm all down for adventure. And I'm all fine if you want to. It's like, give me that taste of the classic soap opera, but with the understanding that we can't go full classic because just audiences' expectations, tastes,
I agree.
viewing styles are different in 2023 than they were in the 80s. And we just have to, how do you take the classic formula and tweak it so it still resonates today?
The one thing I know some people are bringing up that she's a young Black actress getting attention in a major storyline, which is good. I don't compare to Luke and Laura. Maybe more of Gia and Nicholas back in the day. That's kind of the other interracial coupling that happened. Maybe probably them, but right now they're on an adventure, and so I kind of feel like I'm gonna watch it, see how it goes, and see what happens with them. I like an umbrella story, so adding her in there. Now Curtis is defending Portia. There's a whole thing there. So like there's other stuff coming in. There's Jordan kind of hanging out right there. There's a lot of stuff happening. The friendships between Laura and Curtis and Jordan and Portia. Like there's a lot. Again, there's a lot of umbrella story happening mixed with Anna getting shot and recovering, and people worried about that and bringing on show. I just like that. I kind of like that everybody's coming in. Like they're finally doing something where everybody's involved. And Dante's working hard to do that. There's a whole umbrella story going on, which I completely am liking. Actually, I like that part.
I will be curious to see if what I do like with like Valentine is Felicia's relationship with him.
Yes.
And it's nice to just see other people seeing the character growth of Valentine and being willing to be more open to him, which is great. And
Yeah.
it's not everybody just like, Valentine, you're a bad guy. I mean, basically just being like the audience is like, we all hated Valentine as well when he first came on, and we're on board with the guy. So everybody else, hey, get on board with us. So it's sometimes
like remember Laura and him had a great scene a few weeks ago.
Yes.
Acknowledging we never thought we'd be here. But I think I love that Felicia said to the Valentine, because he was so just distraught, because Anna thinks you've changed and so highly of you, then I believe it. I believe her. And I thought that's something we had to kind of hear that too. We need to all hear, because it's like he has changed. The thing is, James Frank Stewart has made that character. I mean, it's so they've actually, for what they've given him, he takes it and makes it into something. Some actors do that, and I feel like he does that. He's a character we totally just disliked, and who cares? But he made us kind of care about him. He gave layers to him now. He came on so cartoonish at first. He's threatening little Spencer on stuff, but now it's like, okay, they made Victor worse than him, which that's also a good thing too. So it's like, there you go. I mean, it's like, so I kind of like that. I have to say before we do this thing, Spencer's been working out apparently, because when he came out and I was like, oh, homeboy's working out.
Yeah, I mean, he missed his Magic Milo set, but
he did,
but for something else.
I was like, wow, okay. And I have to. Okay, my laughing moment of the whole Haunted Star thing was when Victor, when it's all exposed that he's going crazy, when he doesn't care. They take Liesel off, and he tells what's his name? I want to say Lucius. I forgot the person's name, to take Spencer off. And he goes, and there's no food for you, basically, he said to him. And homeboy picks up a strawberry and eats it in front of us. I couldn't stop laughing. I just couldn't stop laughing. That made me laugh. I don't know if the actor did it on purpose or they told him to do that. It made me just chuckle.
But it's also, I feel like, I appreciate the power play.
Yeah.
But was the strawberry the best one? Because you always got like the tip of the strawberry.
I'm wondering, was that the actor who did that?
Yeah.
Or was it was like, I'm just gonna do a little something to do it. But it was kind of funny, because you're right. It's like you didn't pop a berry in your mouth or something like that, just but like you had to bite into it. It was just kind of to me. I thought it was just a funny touch.
It was. I agree with you there.
Yeah, it was just kind of funny. I mean, I don't know if the actor did it or they told him to do it. It was kind of funny. But I like that Spencer really sees. Oh, they all agree. Everybody's agreeing. He was cold. They laughed too. Yes, I think Spencer now knows his uncle's crazy.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that affects, because whenever Victor comes back, I don't think this is the last we'll ever see of Victor.
Oh no,
and so I'll be curious to see what that's like. Is even though the evil that he's done, still just like the forgiving slight sliver of Gaslight thing mean that he can't just completely write him off. I guess we'll see.
We haven't told this. So basically, he wants to put out a pathogen to kill half the population. That's what it was. And then Liesel will come up with like some antidote to save his family.
Yeah.
That's crazy. It's crazy.
Cheers to all that. There you go.
Cheers. Yeah, it's crazy. That's crazy. When he said it, I was like, oh yeah, that's crazy. And they were like, and Liesel and Spencer were looking like, this is crazy MF. Like, what? He's like, well, sacrifices be made. Like, really? What? So yeah. So it's a crazy. So I think Spencer sees it. And folks, whether you like it or not, I see some chatter in the chat. Sonny is his uncle also. So Sonny's involved. That's why Sonny's involved. He did the safe house. Like, Sonny is Spencer's uncle. And they have a relationship. They've shown they have a relationship. So I'm like, I understand why he's involved. Again, I like an umbrella story. Yeah. And actually, but this makes sense. He would be involved. It makes sense.
So just one tangent for a second is when Nina, her whole big thing when Liesel was gone, I was like, what? But she's supposed to be the marrow harvesting tomorrow. And then Nina runs into Carly, and Carly says, but Liesel's supposed to be doing the marrow thing for Will tomorrow. Like, yeah, you don't have to tell it to Nina. Nina knows that.
Yeah, I know exactly right.
About that.
Right. It's just
Check
like,
it out.
yes. It's just, yeah. And so is Cyrus. Yes, and so is Cyrus. Yes. Right now he can't do anything. So, but right now, Sonny is out there and has resources. So there, but it's like, yeah, how can they not find a ship? I was like, well, it was on the thing was on a buoy or it's tied to a buoy, but I'm like, it's still a ship out there. So if you're flying around, and those big ships don't go that fast.
No, that's true. You would think you'd be able to maybe do a search. Yeah, especially because they didn't have that much of a head start.
Yeah.
Over you, but now that they've, thanks to Laura and her experience,
Yeah.
and the fact that the Haunted Star has not updated any of their communications equipment, which I guess makes sense if it's basically just in dock and doesn't really do anything.
Oh, it didn't go nowhere. It wasn't going anywhere. It was more. Remember, they're doing it as a place for like dinners and stuff. They were like, there was nothing.
Yeah.
You know, or when Anna was killed on there by Alex, but Alex was killed by Anna that time. That was the other one. But other than that, it was like mostly it's a place to eat and hang out, I guess. I mean, but Lulu's gone, so I don't know. I was like the Haunted Star. I'm like, okay, I guess so. But I think it's a giant ship. It doesn't go that fast. You can find it.
You mean the Titan? What it was originally the Titan.
They're all like, Baby Ace's stare was the best. And there was a whole meme about Baby Ace looking over at Spencer. It was kind of funny. Baby's cute. It was kind of cute. It was kind of
that
fun.
was the best acting in that scene right there.
Yeah, exactly.
The baby nailed it.
It was like, okay. The baby was like, the storyline stinks. And everybody was like, yeah.
It's not just my diaper that stinks.
Yeah, exactly.
As well.
It was funny. And it's on the Great Lakes, not the Atlantic Ocean. Exactly. I've been to upstate New York. I know. I mean, so disbelief, folks, disbelief.
Yeah, I would be curious to see if Valentine gets in on the action for this, or he's going to be too with Anna.
Yeah, he said to Anna, "We can't do nothing. You gonna stay in bed."
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's a good question. I'm curious because I don't know if he's going to be taken down or will he escape. I'm trying to figure out what they're going to do because and who's we don't want to do it. It's like every time it's a different person, doing something. Now you got Drew involved. You have Sonny involved. Like, all these people who want to get him. Will it be Spencer? I mean, I don't know.
I mean, the cool thing would be to have him arrested, brought back to Port Charles, and put in Pentonville so he could be with Cyrus. And to see some Cyrus and Victor scenes in prison together. That
would be good.
Would be cool. I don't know if we'll get that far. I don't know if the way the jurisdiction works.
Yes.
If it would end up there. I mean, why not? It's a soap opera. It could. But do you want to see Victor incarcerated? Is that a fitting thing? Or do you want him to see him like, we think he's dead and he'll pop up a year from now?
Right,
make some more havoc.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. Everyone's like, he escapes. I mean, I know he's gotten mixed performance. I actually like Charles Shaughnessy's performance. I knew him, of course, as Mr. Sheffield on The Nanny and as Shane Donovan on Days of Our Lives. So for me to see him do something different, it's very different than those other two roles. I like it. I don't mind it. I really don't mind it.
For me, having no comparison between the two, I've enjoyed him on here. And I would think his performance has been great. I think the only disservice has been just the stretching out of the storyline. Has they've given the character just spinning whale scenes, but what he does well.
Texas Gal says great idea, Victor and Cyrus. So that would be good. But yeah, they all agree Drew and Curtis should do something with the so there's a lot of, right now there's a lot of possibility. Everybody's on land, they're in sea. We got to figure out how they're going to get to the boat.
Yeah,
that's who's going to get there, how they're going to get there, what combination, who's it going to be, who's staying behind. I agree with you, Frank. That's going to be the test of like this story. If they do it right, it could be an exciting story if they do it correctly.
Yeah, and it's like I want a mix of people. Don't just give me Valentine, like the small cluster. I mean, let's broaden it open. Like I guess which we're going to get. I don't think Curtis is going to just stand by to sit on the sidelines. Right. So him and Drew going together seems great. Which would be just to have them on an adventure.
I agree.
I'm absolutely down for. Let's see that. We haven't seen them do anything other than just hang out at the at his nightclub. So let's actually see them in action, back as they used to do when it was original Drew.
I would actually love it if Laura was more involved too. If they want to go Laura and Curtis, that's fine. I've done before, mentioned before.
Yeah.
I'd have Laura there, flashbacks to 40 years ago. Laura there helping Trina, trying to save her grandsons against a cast nine. I'd be in for it.
I don't think you can't not bring Laura just for that, because I think you want that confrontation of Laura against Victor, at least having that moment as they're trying to fight over Spencer.
Like literally fight over Spencer, literally and figuratively fight over Spencer.
Yeah, I don't think it's as satisfying to have her stuck in Port Charles and just have everybody come back to her.
I agree.
I don't think that's going to be as satisfying.
I agree. Dave Fogg was I've seen him or James in all three roles. So because I hope they show Drew's Navy SEAL skills. That could be good too. Here's the thing: Laura's on the ship. Drew and Curtis are trying to get there. It could be many things. There's just so many possibilities. There's so many possibilities.
Yeah,
there's just so many. But right now we got to deal with a Willow wedding. So I'm like, that's coming in a couple days. I'm like, do I have to? But that's where. So I'm like, for all that kind of stuff, take it back to the cast nines. I think because also Baby Ace is being held somewhere with the nanny. Laura has to be center of the story, or it falls apart. I want Curtis involved too. Leopardess, thank you, Leopardess, for the $5 super chat. Thank you very much. Let's thank her. Thank you. We appreciate it here on JLJ Media. Thank you.
And I feel like if Laura's going to go, Felicia's going to go.
Yes, that's fine.
Which is great.
I think Robert's not going. He's part of the 40 years ago too. Since they took Anna out of commission, because the old school it was Anna, Robert, Laura, Luke. They were all doing together. So now she's out of commission. Then maybe Valentine leaves. Is okay, or maybe Felicia stays. You stay with Anna. I'm going to go with Laura and them. There you go. Father, son, Laura, Cassadine. That could be it too.
Oh, I would love to have Robert Moore involved. I just don't know.
I think I'm going to. And actually, let's stop for a second, folks. On a side note, Tristan Rogers won his second ISA award this year, this week, as on Studio City. He plays Pop. He is so good. He gave a great speech. Carolyn Hennessy won Best Actress for Studio City. Sean Kanan won Best Actor for Studio City. And the show won Best Show. And Lily Melgar, who played Lily on this show, won Best Guest Star on a series. So I didn't win. I was nominated, but I didn't win. We didn't win Best Ensemble. But Lily mentioned the scene that I was in on her speech. So it was very, very cool. So, but hey, I'm to my co-stars of Studio City, all your ex-GH and current GH people. If you have not watched it, season 1 and 2 are on Amazon Prime. I do the after show for it here on JLJ Media. Many of the actors came on and talked about it with me. And I'm on episode 2, season 2. So if you want to see my wonderful scene I was nominated for, check it all out. So congratulations to all of them.
That is great. It's also weird that all these great talented actors can win their individual awards, yet for the ensemble, no.
We were the odds-on favorite. And when they said our name, and then you get the biggest claps and everything, and I was watching it from home. And it was like, we should have won. We should have won. But we didn't. But I have an ISA award from last year for Forever Today, so it's up there on my mantle. So I have one. But Tristan Rogers, if you have not seen his performance, it's really good. And Carolyn Hennessy, if you've seen her performance, it's really good. And Sean Kanan, his performance, they're all good. But we won Best Show. We didn't get Best Directing or Best Writing. We got Best Show.
That's great.
That's weird. It's one of those weird things. Like directing a show should be, I always say that for everything should be kind of tandem, right. But it's really weird. But anyway, so just check it out, folks. Amazon Prime. Episode 2, season 2 is me. So I might be back for season 3, I might be back. So we'll see what happens.
Hopefully, this is the kind of stuff that if season 3 is not in production yet, that this gives it the.
Not in production yet. No. Not yet. So, but we're waiting to hear some stuff. So we're hoping that it will happen. So thanks to the ISAs for recognizing our show. We had 13 nominations, so that was good. but anyway, since we get that was like you mentioned Tristan Rogers and Robert. Yeah. So the thing is, I wonder if they'll. I don't think they're going to include him into that stuff. I don't think so. They have him flirting with Diane. That's kind of fun.
Yes.
I like that, and also, so he's still on the periphery of that because Sonny brought Diane for that guy Ambrose who stole the baby. He's like, there's this. So even they're in part of it. She's part of the story. She's in it too, kind of. So it's like again, I love a umbrella story. I just do.
Yeah.
I just do. I think it's be great. What do you guys think Felicia was talking about when she said, I know someone? Oh, yeah, that's the way, Frank. What do you think, Felicia? Who's the person that she's going to ask? It's by Holly, I think, probably.
I was thinking Holly as well, too, because not everybody knows that she's alive.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like Holly. James, are you talking about? Yes. It's called Studio City. It was at first for pay. I'm not sure anymore. I've not been. I'm like, I have to check that. Did you have to check? I've been on there. I have to check it. But it was meant to be a free series. They did something made it for. It wasn't Sean's case. Amazon made it for pay. And then but I'm not sure. I don't think that fixed or not yet. I'm not sure. Let's see. Leopardess. Oh, DG says the story can be told in the studio. Well, I guess we kind of told the studio. It kind of is. Laura knows the navigation equipment. No, yeah, we talked about that already. Yes. So yeah, no, I just think for us, that's why he says Frisco. I wish. Homeboy is busy on When It Calls to Heart, my show on Hallmark. So Jack Wagner, but he did come back to Bold and Beautiful for a 25th anniversary thing. So last year. So I doubt it. I think it's Holly. I think it's just Holly.
How long was he on Bold and Beautiful for his return?
Just one day. It was a one day. It was all of Brooke's men, her ex-husbands, and they all paraded through. All the former actors came through, and he was one of them. He played Nick Maroney. He played Nick Maroney. So he came on. He had the suit on he used to wear. He's a Navy guy. It was very cool to see him in the role. So, but he just finished filming season 10 of When Calls to Heart. They're about to film season 11 of When Calls to Heart. So over on Hallmark Channel. So he's busy over there.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't. While it'd be great to see Frisco pop up for sure.
Yeah, it'd be great.
I feel like I couldn't just do a drive by like you did on Bold and Beautiful. You'd want to see him around for a little.
Yes. Well, with the whole Maxi stuff, yeah, you can't have him just come through. But I think but with DJ, I think it's Holly. I think it's Holly. Trina took the walkie-talkie. I know. Curtis said, well, he said he'll take the phone, which took the walkie-talkie. Same difference. We're missing one.
Yeah, security. It's always great. These they're always in the places where you least expect them, or you least need them to be. And it's always like there's a way I'm supposed to be on here, but we'll still take our time to really look around the room to really analyze. Like you needed two guys to really clear that really small little room. But that's the danger, the intrigue.
Frank, that's what you say. That's what Frank says. The intrigue. I don't know about that. No, I don't know. It's again, it's soap opera. So there's little things I let go of. I'm just like, okay, they're in the confines, whatever. There are other things I can't let go of, but there's certain things I go, okay. You know what I mean, Frank? Just when it's like, it's fine. It's a soap opera, I guess, whatever. It's a little crazy, and they see the door open. They don't close the door. It's like, okay, it's meant for her to go in. They're trying to move it along a little bit. I mean, for me, because we complain about pacing, if you keep moving along fast, I'm in. I'm like, just keep it moving. I'm good to go. Because we have said on this show, the pacing's been sucked.
Yeah. Well, I mean, now that they've pulled the trigger on this, you can't slow down now.
No.
You got to just keep going full steam ahead on this storyline, which is good, which means that we hopefully within a few weeks we've kind of reached our conclusion, and now it'll be like, well, now what happens? Like once the Victor storyline kind of goes away, I mean, there are still storylines to be told, right? It's not like it's like the end of GH, so we had to close up shop, but
yes.
I'm hoping that we can take all these stories that have just been, have been dragged along for whatever reason, that between the nurse's ball or the Ice Princess storyline are finally going to get it kind of wrapped up, that maybe GH could be better about the pacing of future storylines that they're rolling out of this, gosh, but that would be great.
I agree. I concur. I agree. I concur. Again, it's the promise of something, like you said, if they can do a new twist to the storyline, or they show us that if the repeat doesn't work, like on the show, it shows the repeat doesn't work. I agree for that too.
Yeah. I mean, I would think that Victor is going to be smarter. And like, I'm not just going to do a 1-for-1 redo, but we'll see. If it turns out to be like, oh, yeah, it's just a 1-for-1 redo, but and it blows up in my face, that's great too. Cass, you're an idiot. For as smart as you claim to be, in the end, you just try to do a redo. And it.
Well, because we'll see, like I said, Liesl talks that way. She's like, now you know it's going to blow. I love her delivery. It's like, you know it's not going to work.
Yeah.
You know the ego's too big, inflated. And she says, you know it's going to blow up in your face. I mean, I guess it's like, I kept laughing the way she was, because that's what we're thinking as fans at home. Like, this is not going to work. This can't work. Clearly, can't work. Right? It can't.
No.
So it has to. So if they go that route where he's still trying to do pick up where they left off, and will we get to the bunkers? So that's the thing too. Will they all go to the bunker, to the island? Will it be an island adventure?
I feel like it's got to be an island. You can't just do a full boat. You got to get to land at some point.
Full boat. You can't do full boat.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. It's very interesting. I'm like, it has to be. I'm with you. I'm like, can it be? Can it be? No. I don't know. I just asked me wanted to, but Dr. O's hilarious. I think she's hilarious. Curtis, yeah, they'll do the DNA test way after this at some point. I mean, they're not gonna. That's not even on the radar right now. And Taggart, for whatever reason, they're not using Al Andrews. He is available. I can tell you personally, he is.
Yeah.
They're not using him for some reason. Because I guess the end game obviously is Curtis and I guess Portia. I don't know. Is it Curtis and Jordan? I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
Everybody thinks everybody thinks it's going to be an island adventure.
Because I can see Trina and Spencer, jumping off the boat as it's close to land, so they can be in the jungle as well, while Curtis and Drew and whoever else is with them are also trying to get to the compound. Wow, and Spencer can't leave because Baby Ace, Victor still's got Baby Ace, and he's got the pathogen. We can't let him destroy the world. We got to try to stop my uncle. Oh, but they can all be sweaty in the jungle together. Oh, there you go.
There you go. Mm-hmm.
And while we have to save my baby brother, we still have time to smooch in the jungle.
Of course. Yes. So I got a question for me. James, for recurring characters in GH have to work on availability. In some cases, yes, but in most cases, the actors are available and they're not using them. I know many of the recurring characters, actors who played them, and they're always tell me off camera, "Oh no, I'm available for stuff." It's just up to the show to want to use them.
True. Or you do have. I mean, I feel like if you look at Carol Hennessy, she's not just sitting around waiting for that phone to ring from GH.
No, she ain't.
I mean, she's getting her own stuff going, and so I'm sure there are times. Busy. Yeah, there are times GH I'm sure reaches out and she's like, "I'd love to, but I've already got this going on."
Yeah, he's right about that. No, so yes, some are busy, and Miss Hennessy's one of them. But a lot of them, they're not really that busy, and there's nothing bad. Is I'm saying that they could do things, or they can work around the sketches. They're telling me they're not being asked as frequent. Kathleen Gotti always tells me, whenever they call me, I'm like, okay, let's do it. And she works other things too sometimes, but she's like, no, man, I don't know when they're gonna call me. So I audition. I do a lot of them are doing voice stuff, which is very different than being in studio. So a lot of times they do stuff from home, or they go to it's just a little different. So there's a lot of times they work around that. You record at night and do the show during daytime. Like them actors, they're ready to work. The actors can work it out. They know how to work it out. So, but it just depends. It depends on the actor and the show. But a lot of times the shows just don't write for them. Sorry, kids. It's literally what it is. They just don't write for them.
Yeah, which is tough. I mean, when you've already got a huge enough cast already.
Exactly.
That's
the problem. It's just so much. And Tony, you're right. Budgets. They're trying to watch the budgets. Your show is, it's not producing what they want in ratings. So it's hanging on by a thread. So kids, it is. I think it's everything, right? I think it is.
Sure, James.
I feel like 90 minutes is enough to about this show.
Oh my goodness, James.
Kind of like, I saw myself. I think it's it. I think that's about it. It's about. I think we're about done, Frank.
Yeah, until next year's Nurses Ball.
If we're still here, so just like the show. If the show is still here, who knows? Here, it's gonna be interesting. But yes, that's why folks would be killed off. You're killing people off. Dang, folks can leave town. Also, we kill them off. Leave town. Everybody, thank you. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah.
Thanks for the super chats today. We appreciate it very much. It's been a wonderful. See you next year. We're done. We're not gonna. We're gonna do this once. The show's be once a year. Every time the versus ball happens, we'll come back. Just kidding. We're not gonna do that. We'll be back. Well, I'll be back next week. Frank, maybe, I don't know if he's gonna be here next week. Can you be here next week?
What? Where else would I rather be than here looking at your handsome face talking GH?
See, he'll be here next week, folks. Frank, where can I find you?
Find me just right here where I'm at right now. Just come find me. I'll be right.
I'll give you his address later. Find me on
Twitter and Instagram. Happy Go Jackie.
That'd be horrible. I'm just like, here's Frank's address, everybody. Just come on, stop by whenever you want to. That is like doorbell. That would be freaky.
You guys would be extremely underwhelmed. Oh
my God. And I'm where James Lott Jr. is sold at James Lott Jr. also via platforms. Again, you'll see me and Frank again with our other co-host on the Mandalorian episode 9. What was it? I almost said 9. What was it? 8 and 9 or whatever?
7 and 8.
7 and 8, the finale. We're talking about that on Wednesday live at 7 p.m. The Western Standard Time. I was like Western Standard Time. That's the wrong thing. And also, I want to tell you guys, anything else this week? That's it this week. Oh, sign up for my Zoom events. I have a class I'm doing on books. If you want to turn your ideas into books, join me, my friend Cesar Espino, this Saturday at 12 noon Pacific Standard Time. You can check out everywhere you find me. I have posted everywhere how to sign up and join us, or our soap chats on the 29th. So you want to join for our soap chat? Come on in and sign up for our soap chat. And we talk about all kinds of stuff. But everybody, thank you so much. We appreciate you and everything you do for us. And we will see you. Yeah, Caroline, you're late. We're done. We're actually signing off. We're on for 92 minutes. Caroline, you have to go back and watch the show. You have to go back and watch it. Anyway, we love you guys.